Okay, I'm just going to try and do some channeling, see what happens. Is anyone out there? You're telling me I'm going to have to speak louder if I want anyone to hear. Okie dokie. Hocus pocus. Just going to focus on the one thing on my mind the mostest. Love. Love is a drug. Can we be clear about your current situation? Testing the waters. Seekers of knowledge. Relax, kitty cat. The one you want the most is about to enter the scene. The third time lucky. He be hoping, knowing what he knows now, what you've helped him to see. The creature comforts mean nothing. Without the love you share. He sees this. He knows this. He knows you gnosis. He feels the gnosis as you know. We've told you this. He knows as much as you know. He's willing to open his mind to this. Now he sees the facts before his eyes materialize. The material eyes can take a hike. It's the love in his eyes. He has in abundance. The love that you always saw. He sees now too. Peas in a pod. Be you true. When, you may ask, how long more do you have to wait? It's driving you both crazy. He feels it's getting a bit late to make a move. To get into the groove, your groove. They're the cheekiest buggers. My guys. Oh, I love it. They know it makes me chuckle, and it always lightens my mood, and so I'm so glad, I'm so grateful that they're cheeky fuckers. Thank you. Okay, focus. We appreciate the thank you, and we know what you know, sis. We know what you need, sis. You know this. Now you know this. Don't make me cry again. There's so much love every time I tap into it. Every time I tap into the love, I feel free. I just burst into tears. I can't talk if you're making me cry. They can't help it. Apparently they can't stop that amount of love coming through. But shit, man, it's so hard to deal with that amount of love. I love you so much. And this is what he felt, and it made him run. Love is powerful, powerful drug. What is a drug? What is a drug? It's something that impacts your body. It gives you a reaction. Some of those reactions can be pretty powerful. And sometimes it can turn into a bad trip and you want to run and you want to escape it. And other times, it's pure ecstasy, tapping into pure source consciousness. But yes, I know, we know, that even in the bad trip, you're tapping into it still, and you learn something else about it and about you. And the strength that builds through the bad trips. It gives you more respect for the drug and for yourself, for source, for your own consciousness, for your connection, sometimes to your own sanity, to your own place in the world, to your own place within yourself. Your priorities, where you fit, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about everything. Yeah, the bad trips are just as helpful as the good trips. Yeah. You don't have to post this if you don't want to, so don't worry about what we talk about. The math question will come up. He wants to discuss this. Clearly it had an impact on you and your awakening. How do you feel about this yourself? At first I thought it was the rocket fuel that got me there. It's rocket fuel. I think I know the biggest part of its effect on me was because I consciously went into it fully open. First of all, to why, for the first time in many, many years, he decided to try it. I immediately consciously was aware that it was a test, that it was a lesson I thought he needed to learn, and if I was a part of that lesson, then I willingly went into it, because I've previously used meth in the very far past when I was very young, and I enjoyed it, but I also saw the opposite side to it in my partner back then. I saw the psychosis it brought. I have a different understanding of that psychosis now, but it's still, I knew, I had a respect for of the negative consequences it could bring, but I knew I had done it before. I knew what it could do, and I trusted myself to go into it with an open mind and an open heart to see what it could bring me and him and us. And I think that openness, the setting of my consciousness going into it, I think that's why it became a tool, that rocket fuel tool for a deep dive into my consciousness, and maybe it was just the perfect time for me for that rocket fuel to work in that way. And also, it wasn't just meth I used. I was microdosing LSD and had a little bit of mushrooms as well. And the combinations seemed to open my brain up in a whole new way. And I was fully conscious the whole time of what it was doing, and I was willingly entering that space. And that is the trick. Well, what are you guys saying? There's good and bad to everything, and it's how you look at it. Every drug, every feeling, setting. If you willingly look at a bad trip, it ceases to be bad. And you held out a mighty fucking brain strength within yourself to hold on to your sanity and be consciously aware of what was going in your mind. So you held on to a grounded knowing, even through some far out trippy things that drug brought you, or consciousness. Yeah, it did help you open some pathways. It challenged you deeply to your deepest parts, and you pulled yourself out stronger. And going that deep, you willingly going that deep with an open mind and heart, where other people could have thought it was turning into a bad trip and crazy town, you held on to the fact that it was your consciousness you were exploring. It was the consciousness you were exploring. And you were willingly learning as you were going. And that was the key for us to see you were ready for to receive the downloads that you received. It has taken you some time to integrate those. It's been over 12 months. It's been 12 months. Over 12 months of you integrating these and calming your system. I remember you did this at a point where you were burnt out completely. You were so stressed, didn't know what to do, and you dove down into that at that time, and it took you a long time to pull out all the treasures from the experience and to process the amount of information that was put into your head at that time, into your consciousness. You were swimming through the void and having to pull yourself out to try and live into the 3D. it was an effort at that point to pull yourself up out of that sea of other dimensions. So you see how some people in that experience could have been trapped below the surface, some for good. That's why we said it is risky business. But we don't give you experiences that you don't have the capability of handling. You chose to explore further within yourself, and you knew the risks. And he wants to do this too. And now you know. How you did it is too risky for someone that wasn't in your situation. Doing it that way, you need a certain setting and freedom to deep dive in, and not everyone has that because it does take some time to get out. Let's move on. We can talk about this further later. When he comes back, he'll want to discuss this. And it is very important in his situation that he knows not to push himself too far, too hard, too fast. There's more tests for him there, but he'll be willing to try. So the prophesizing and knowings I had at that time a year ago, when I had my mind blown, it's like I received them all at once, but the timings have been over this next full 12 months, and yet at the time I thought it was all going to happen within a matter of weeks. I thought it was all just right about to happen. Time. And I guess when you go into that level of consciousness, time doesn't exist. And I guess I know I'm understanding that now, about these knowings that I get. The being an oracle, time, I've never been good with time. Okay. Is that what I needed to talk about? Why did I need to talk about that? the Holy Spirit. It's also confusing. Okay. Release the pressure. The one I seek squeezes you so tight. See you succeed. Success. Sex in excess. Yes, well, I can safely say I won't be posting this one. One for me, one for you. All for one and one for all. Bless you, sister. Ashtar. The one you know as Ashtar is Saint Germain. Lives mainly on the plains. Smile, you're on candid camera. Smile, you're on candid camera. Undercover boss. It's you, sis. Isis smiles down upon you with love in her heart. You've put him back together. You know the art. Ma'at. My art. Add it to your cart. Cart of tools. Not just a belt. There wasn't enough space. You've got so much to give. Honey, bunny. Money to live. Crummy dummy spitting, splitting. Knitting the pieces. Creating wonders of thought. Do you believe in rock and roll? A newborn body's soul. Wonder of you. Two of the crew. Bless you. Jesus Christ, superstar. Stars bright, mighty fine. Can you hear the word of the divine? Within it I seek, from it I speak. Can you bear the good news I have for you? Wonders and treasures. Can one cavern hold? Mermaids, miracles, and legs to last the ages. Trinkets, blanket, biscuits, crackers and maracas. God hears you, speaks to you. Be the wonderful you. Make me mine. I am the divine, speaking to you. This you knew. I love you too. Oh, you blow my head. Oh. I feel like it's my father, like a father that I've never had. That's the feeling that I'm getting. It makes me feel like a little girl wanting to run and give her dad a cuddle. And there's so much. It's like I miss him so much. Oh. I just want him to give me a hug and make it all better. That's the feeling that I get when I tap into it. He wants to make it better for me. He really does. He loves me so much. He's always watching over me. I just get this feeling I want to climb up into his arms and just let him rock me. Oh, I guess that's what he wants to do for me. And it's so much to feel that. Oh. I'm getting the picture, you know, when the dad swings the little kids. Wee. He's trying to stop me from being so upset. He wants to play with me, make me feel better, and give me a thrill, and throw me up, dance with me. He wants to make me feel special. No one's ever made me feel that way. Like, giving me that much love and just like made me feel special because it's just me. And that's what he's trying to help me do for me. The love is so amazing, it's crazy. Oh, it's so much. And it's not just, there's so many. I've got these big giant guides, and like I mean they're giants. And like today I went for a walk in the bush, and I know they normally kind of get me to go when I'm feeling a bit down, because being out in the bush I can feel the Mother Earth, and it always makes me feel better. I hug a tree or talk to the trees, and I feel her energy, and that makes me feel better. And then like today I was still feeling a bit down, like, and you know, I just got this picture in my mind of my big giant friends walking all behind me, like that was surround, you know, they were all around me, and then they start joking with me to perk me up, and they were like saying they were checking out my butt as I was walking. They know how to, here they go again, they know how to cheer me up when it gets all a bit much. And they did the same thing about, they put the thought in my head about, you know, just grabbing me from behind and throwing me in the air and catching me type thing, like you know, that they were that kind of, they're there for me, and they've got me, and they want to play with me, and you know, just mess around, not to take things so serious. Like, what I would give to actually, you know, just for a few minutes, even though it would probably freak me out a little bit, like to see them and have them throw me around. I mean, these guys are massive. The giants are massive, like, oh my god, giants. And it's so sweet, because I know a lot of them feel like they're not talkers, you know, like they're hard ass motherfuckers, these giants. some of them, and yet I can feel how much love they have for me. Like I'm like their sister, or like just one of them, like a friend, or yeah, like today it's like a little Thumbelina. You know, they're really looking after me, and I feel that, and I love that they're full of play, because I mean that's who I am, and I don't want to take life so seriously all the time, you know. Like, I definitely have a serious side, but you know, the spirituality and religion and that, they can be looked at it so many different ways, and I really am starting to love my way, because my way is me, and I am part of the divine. So, and my guides and that are just like me. We're of the same energy, and I love that I'm starting to trust that I can play with them, and that they're really there to give me whatever I need. I just got the thought that like Source would fuck them up if they weren't doing their job properly. They'd get in trouble. I'd be sent to the headmaster's office. Yeah. All the animals too. All the animals too. And like, just the trees. It's like they're all part of the one thing, and I can feel the connection with it. Like, you know how trees talk to each other, like the mycelium and everything, like it's all connected. I'm really starting to feel that I am part of that connection, and I just have to think about it, and like, you know, imagine that connection, and I'm part of it, you know, and they're part of the same thing as well. Like, it's literally all the same thing, all connected. It's all part of the one consciousness. And for whatever reason, we've forgotten that, and the best thing that we can do for ourselves and this planet and each other is just start remembering that we are an animal, and we are part of this earth. We are part of that network, like just like mycelium, and that is the natural intelligence, that is universal intelligence, that is consciousness, that is energy, that is us. And being disconnected from that is doing no one any favors. Even the bacteria in our own bodies, and how our own bodies are like more them than actual us. Like, we are literally like a forest within ourselves of different organisms living together, and like getting our own garden in balance is the first step of creating balance. Well, it's like our gut garden, then our brain garden becomes balanced, and then we can tap into the rest of the garden. Like a tree will help the other trees around it. That the rest is there, willing to help us, and well, they are helping us. We're just not like aware of it. And a big thing for me, I think, because energy goes where attention flows, you got to put attention on it for the energy to flow there. So you've actually got to think about it, and you've got to appreciate it, and then the energy starts flowing there, and then that's like those gateways open to more connection and more of you. And yeah, like quantum, like what is it, like when two protons are separated, they'll, even no matter the distance or whatever, they do the same thing. They're always connected. Where everything has always been connected, it's of the same thing in the quantum. You know what I mean? Like, it started, it is the same mineral, minerals and matter and energy. I mean, the energy is out there, like energy doesn't go away, and the ethereal realms or whatever, I don't know, I guess you know what I'm kind of getting at, is that what was has always been, and we're connected to everything in that kind of proton way, and that's why we literally have access to the other dimensions, other realms, other knowledge, other experiences and stuff, like information. If we put our attention on it, it links us, because it's part us, always has been, always will be. No matter time or space. Well, that got really deep. It's all connected. You never know what you're gonna get. Run, Forrest, run. Make me a bird so I can fly far, far, far away from here. Spreading my wings. energetic wings, consciousness wings. There we go. Okay, I think if I keep going, I'll tap in again and start crying. I'll cry so much these days. Oh,